Just because I'm in love with him doesn't mean I don't want to talk to anybody else anymore. I literally just got out of prison. I'm not married. Like, I have a lot of life to live, and I mean, just trying to have a little fun.
Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about some tea that has just been released. I actually saw it a couple days ago on Reddit. Actually, I think it was yesterday on Reddit. And then Starcasm really logged the man hours and did the research to kind of correlate everything together. So I'm going to link their article in the description of this video. But it seems that Nicolle from this season of Nicolle and Daonte has a history with Lacey, of Lacey, Shane, and John. So what is that history, you may ask? Let's jump right into the video. Okay, so let's start with the screenshot that I saw yesterday while perusing Reddit. So it was put up by a user named morganmarb. Speculation has it that Lacey and Nicolle used to work together as Casey Cash and Molly Jane. What say you? Is this Nicolle? Now, in this screenshot, to me, it doesn't really look like Nicolle. I'm like, it's a blonde girl, but it didn't really look like that. Absolutely is Lacey, and we know that Lacey has been performing under the name Casey Cash before. So then I didn't see anything. I didn't really want to go down that rabbit hole and research that too much, but I was like, you know what? People are going to suss that out if that is in fact the case. And lo and behold, Starcasm, doing the Lord work, really logged those man hours and discovered that yes, in fact, it does appear that Lacey and Nicolle from this season of Love After Lockup not only know each other, but seem to be very close friends and coworkers. If you watched last night's episode of Love After Lockup, we see Daonte driving Nicolle back. It seems like they're driving home, but then it turns out that she wants to go to her mother's house. Well, she has the $1,000 stuffed in her bra. She's putting on her new shoes, her new clothes. She's looking at all the gifts that Daonte has bought for her. Then when it comes time to talk about getting physical, she really is reluctant to take that extra step. Now, is it because she truly is a little bit gun shy because she's been away for so long, or do you think it's because she's Destiny 2.0? Just based off, if you didn't know anything happening behind the scenes and you just watched this episode, to me it's like, I don't really think she's into this dude at all. And Daonte, he seems like a nice enough guy. He seems super into her. He got her all the things that she asked for: the phone, the money, the clothes, the lingerie, all of that stuff. And then we see at the very end of last night's episode, she's actually talking to other people as well. So clearly, in my estimation, this is going to be a Destiny 2.0 situation where she is just using Daonte for getting maybe a place to parole, some money to get her on her feet. And then when he is no longer useful, I'm sure she is just going to cut and run. What's interesting and what remains to be seen is, so far, the only confirmation that we have that Lacey, and we're going to get into the Starcasm article, but that Lacey and Nicolle know each other and actually were very close friends, is from 2016, from when Nicolle actually first got locked up. This has to be said and pointed out because it's just very disappointing and very heartbreaking. I didn't realize how young Nicolle was. Like, we all talk about how young Shane is and how young Shane was. He was 21 when he was released after serving 4 years. Likewise, Nicolle is 23 years old. When she was locked up, she had to have been 18-ish, 19, depending on when her birthday falls. that is just so heartbreaking and so disappointing. And to know that, I don't know, from what she says on the show, she was a straight-laced kid until she, I don't know, went wild on some Xanax one time or something, or she met a bad guy and you know, it all went downhill from there. So that is super disappointing. But now to have the other layer on it, that she actually knew Lacey pretty well, and we know that Lacey hangs around with people that have run-ins with the law quite frequently. I think that puts a whole nother layer to the story. Okay, so let's get into the Starcasm article. So in the Starcasm article, they report that Lacy and Nicolle were tweeting at each other in 2016, and they were using Twitter as a way to promote their cam videos. They were actually performing together, and I think they were pretty successful. So Nicolle had tweeted, "My boo at Casey Cash got her ass done and it looks great. Now it's my turn at the real Dr. Miami. Never had plastic surgery, but I want it all." And then it kind of goes in, and again, read the article because it goes into greater detail about kind of the plastic surgery side of the story. But actually, so because the footage is grainy, the photos are pixelated, obviously 4 years have passed. So when I first saw that photo that was posted on Reddit, I was like, it kind of looks like her, but it's hard to tell, and you know, it's hard to say for sure that's her. But take a look at these comparisons of the tattoo evidence, which is pretty much the most solid evidence we can have that it's the same person, of Nicolle and Molly. All of these tattoos match up. And again, they go into greater detail. There were more recent tattoos that Molly, or Nicolle, aka Molly, had just got, where she's performing around the same time frame in the cam videos with Lacey. So it all really does match up. Now, not only were they coworkers, which, you know, you can be coworkers and not be that good of friends, the underlying tinfoil hat theory that I am subscribing to at the moment until I see evidence otherwise was this a plot or some sort of scheme cooked up by Nicolle and Lacey for her to get on the show, possibly get connected with someone who could financially support her while she was inside, financially support her when she was outside? I know that Lacey got a big boost to her online career by appearing on the show. You know, when you appear on shows like 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup, really any reality TV show, people are going to want to follow you. You are going to cultivate a social media following. So there really isn't a downside as far as that goes. So that is what people are thinking right now is, was this a whole big plot right from jump? And was Daonte just the unsuspecting victim in all of this? And I think that is looking like the case. Let's take a look. Starcasm actually compiled a bunch of Lacey's tweets regarding her performing with Molly, who is Nicolle. So just take a look at these. It's May 16th, May 22nd, July 1st, advertising the kind of scenes they were doing, the kind of videos they were making. It turns out that it looks like around early July of 2016 is when Molly, aka Nicolle, was incarcerated. So then Lacey took to Twitter under Casey Cash to try to fundraise for her. So what are some things she said? Any and all tips today on July 7th. She said any and all tips will go towards Molly. Come through, show your support. I'll tweet when I'm live. Come see me on July 7th later on. All tokens go towards helping me pay $6,000 for Molly's lawyer. So you have to be really good friends with someone if you're going to help financially assist their defense, right? Like, you're not just going to do that for any old coworker you have. Here are some more tweets. So Molly needs more money on her books. Oh my God, I miss Molly. She just called. She actually did get out for a period of time in August of 2016. And then at some point she was reincarcerated. So I think this also speaks to the fact that they were putting out there on social media a fundraising campaign. They were interested in raising money for Molly while she was behind bars. So is it really that stretch for the imagination to go to if Lacy gets cast for this show? Lacy's been on the show, I think, almost a couple years at this point. She gets cast on this show. She sees that it's lucrative for her. She's talking to Molly. They're really good friends. Hey, why don't you court someone on one of these pen pal websites and get cast on the show? I don't think that is really that much of a stretch to believe that could be true. You know, say what you want about Daonte. I actually really like him. I find him to be really genuine and endearing. He might lack awareness to being scammed, which is really unfortunate. But he seems like his heart is in the right place, and it's just super disappointing to see well-intentioned people getting taken advantage of. For his part, and so one could ponder, well, was he in on it too? Was this a plot for him to gain some sort of social media following, or to somehow financially benefit in some way from this, from being cast on the show? Who knows? It seemed like with Vince and Amber and Puppy, they all kind of had ulterior motives. So we've seen that before, right? Well, Daonte, in response to Starcasm's article, said that he had never even met Lacy. It doesn't look like he's deceptive, but so if we're taking him for his word for it, then he has no idea. But it does seem pretty apparent that Nicolle just sees dollar signs when she sees Daonte. For his part, I did notice that he posted this morning. He made a post on his Instagram. Sometimes the person you take a bullet for ends up being the one behind the gun. That's just such a bummer. So one could also speculate, will we see this tying in? Will Lacy somehow play a part in this season of Love After Lockup? Who knows? We know a couple weeks ago, shit really popped off with Shane getting arrested. She went live. She was back with John. So it looks like, and I think she confirmed already, but one could also expect that they were going to be back for Life After Lockup. So does that mean Nicolle and Daonte are going to segue into Life After Lockup? I think that's a pretty good guess. If and when this storyline does cross over, I mean, it would have to at some point, right? Because now we have confirmation that they do know each other. It will be really interesting to see how this plays out on the show. And if they have not publicly acknowledged the tweets from 2016. So are they going to now? It'll be really interesting to see. Let me know what you guys think. As always, you guys, make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Reality Squad. Leave your comments down below with what you think, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, you guys. Take care. Have a good weekend. Much love.